Aloha gang and welcome to the Local My Life. We have a quick update. Okay, you can get down. We got a quick update here. First of all, welcome. And yes, there's the dogs. Yeah, I thought maybe if I held her going into this, it would work. No, should know better. So, welcome. Going to pull out the first treat, and right around the corner here, we will get started.
Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life.
We could be in trouble here. Someone does not like the treat that I pulled out. But of course, those of you who were with us last Friday will remember the day of 4 lives where I literally went through a whole bag of treats and they were their favorite treats. So we're in trouble now. So, well, 2 of them will be happy. Cassie just has to deal with it. So, hello, gang. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's been having a good Wednesday hump day. We are halfway through the week, thank God. You wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, I can make it through the day, can't I? So welcome y'all. I've been having a chit-chat in chat with Miss Kelly Bain. So, and by the way, yeah, Kelly does some good stuff, okay? She's got a channel that she works on at times, getting videos up and all, going through things, and also please go take a look at her channel. But KK, I agree. By the way, hi KK. And I've been talking with KK, and this, okay, I'm going to first tell you guys, I normally, and a couple of you guys know this because I've been messaging behind the scenes, I've been a little nervous about doing this because many of you guys know I'm more about, let's get the story out, let's speak for the people who don't have a voice. I don't like to get into the speculation, okay, all the other stuff, okay, going on and on and on about a issue, about a case. Hello, Frank. Frank's the bomb. King Frank. Always King Frank. Also, okay, yes, and yes, you owe me money. Every time I say King Frank, you owe me money. So, and our random fuckery. How you doing, my dear? And also, hope work's going well. And I don't know if you're at work right now or if you're at home, but either way, hope you're doing good. Yeah, this needs, and I think that's the thing. Okay, some of you, okay, I'm going to start this off this way. I'm not going to, and in fact, I'm probably going to take her name off of the title at some point here because this should not be the rest of her life, what happened. And as we go through all this, you're going to understand this more. Hello, Perspective Reverence. Many of you guys may remember last Friday, on the day of 4 lives, there was an Amber Alert that went out for Imani Stephens. If anyone wants to, you can go back and look at it. The good news was she was found and brought home to her grandmother. The other side of this, though, is that they did find the person who had her. The FBI is actually the one who found her. And the moment that I heard that was the moment I knew there was something more going on here. This wasn't just a normal abduction or runaway. In fact, many of us, and this is one of the big reasons why I'm saying this, there's 2 of them. Number 1, how many of us sat in that live on Friday thinking she ran away, things like, in fact, I gave the long speech that I normally do, hello Tammy, about how, you know what, runaways are in as much danger, if not more so, than other people. Emu, good morning, my dear. I gave that whole speech, okay? This is the reason why I give that speech. Something happened with this girl that was beyond just running away, okay? Second of all, we are moving into we've been dealing with social media for years, okay? We're into our 2nd generation that's been growing up on social media, right? And social media has brought all sorts of new things for young children to deal with, as well as the adults, the parents to have to deal with. And it's something many of us have been talking about quietly behind the scenes. How do we protect our children? Hey guys, how do we protect our children? Things like that. And that is the second reason why I'm doing this, because I know a lot of us are going to start talking about that hopefully soon. Hey, Louisiana girl. Because what happened in this case is, from what we're seeing right now, very heavily a issue of someone being lured away through the internet, actually through Discord. All of you guys right now, YouTube, we love Discord, don't we? Discord and Facebook Messenger are like our big areas. This girl met the guy she was with through Discord. She's an 11-year-old. Okay, we remember what happened with her. Now, the great news was police did exactly what you said, KK. FBI got involved immediately. Okay, now you guys may remember there was a lot of confusion with this one because there were two different suspects put out. And then the person that they actually, and thank you, Frank, for the trigger warning, because for some people this is a trigger warning, including me. This was just something that this person was not even the suspect put out. And also there's a lot of things the police are having to learn from this. Do you put out pictures of the person real quickly? Okay, how do you vet the information first? Things like that. I came across this information last night and I wanted to really vet it myself before I went live with it. So what I wanted to do is, let me start here. Let me pull this up. Let me see. Here we go. So this is something that came out. Hello, Michelle. Let's just play this news off of Fox News, local news channel, and what came of this. And then we're going to come back and do a little bit of discussion about what happened.
About an accused predator who took an 11-year-old girl from her home in Missouri City. Fox 26's Dominic Keith has been following the story and joins us live tonight with an update. Dominic.
Yeah, 27-year-old Jose Paniagua is charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child under 14. According to court records, Paniagua bound the 11-year-old by the wrist and forced himself upon her several times after meeting her online earlier this month.
So for the parents watching out there, if your kid is 13 years old or younger, no social media whatsoever.
That's the recommendation from tech experts like Juan Guevara Torres, because it was in the chatting app Discord where the 11-year-old victim is said to have met accused sexual predator, 27-year-old Jose Paniagua, who is actually on probation in a different county for online solicitation of a minor. According to court records, the 11-year-old first thought she was talking and meeting up with a 13-year-old boy. Those court documents say on July 9th, at Paniagua's Houston apartment, the 11-year-old was forced to have intercourse multiple times, and her hands were bound with a leather belt. Also, according to those legal records, Paniagua took the 11-year-old to his apartment several times beginning July 3rd after meeting the 11-year-old online, and Paniagua told investigators he first thought the little girl was a 22-year-old woman.
When you're 13 and below, you are very trusting and you're developing a lot of the street smarts.
That's why Torres says there are no family-friendly social media sites when it comes to kids 13 and under.
Nobody under 13 should be with any access on social media or any communications app whatsoever.
And this is a hard thing for many of us who have, if you have children, how do you keep them away from these things?
Kids' devices could be fatal.
Now, fortunately, the 11-year-old was found on Friday and returned to her grandmother. According to court records, the little girl was found hiding in Paniagua's attic above his bedroom. Now, Paniagua has not had a bond set for him yet. He is expected to be in court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Reporting live, I'm Dominic Keith, Fox 26 News.
Okay, so let me. Okay,
First at 5 with the
let me
ongoing
stop
heat wave.
with.
Temperatures have been
Come on, we don't care about the heat wave. We're dealing with it, and also to start off with, okay, I wanted to address this because there were multiple lessons for us. Okay, I don't want this to be this. This poor child's going to have to live with this forever. I was actually sending Frank a message. Okay, her name, anytime anyone ever looks up her name online in the future, it's going to be connected to this case. For those people who have ever been through any type of assault or something like that, consider being an 11-year-old, how much of your life you have ahead of you. And now this is going to be staring you down no matter what. I even question, do I go live about this or do I not? But there's so many things that we need to remember. We need to learn to help protect children in the future. Okay, how can we do things like that? Yes, KK, I've been taking a look trying to find out. He was supposed to be in court today. However, I have not heard anything come out of it. I did look him up in the prison area, and it looks like he has a $2 million bond on him, but I'm not sure if that's just the automatic bond that they put on until, okay, they get into court. I'm not sure about that. So a couple things, I just kind of wanted to go back over some of this article as we go through it, because there were other things that popped up in this article that I remember when I was talking about this. I was so off, and this is why I'm saying, guys, this is the problem with speculation. Okay, hey, BC, this is the problem with speculation. Okay, by the way, hi, Tammy, I didn't get to say hi to you either yet. That day, how much speculation was going into it? We had two different men's pictures, male pictures showed, okay, that were not even related to this case. Okay, their lives immediately could have been affected by this. Okay, from what I hear, one of them has actually spoken with an attorney about it. Outside of that, we ourselves were saying, yeah, you know what? Okay, when you're young, when you're 11, 12, 13 years old, you're going through so many things, and yeah, a runaway, and we were kind of going in that thing. She had run away, okay, quote unquote, run away a week before. Okay, so we're going down this area, and this is the problem when people look at runaway cases and they say, well, it was a runaway where people have the opportunity, it's their choice to run away, so we're not going to look at them or take them as seriously or something like that. Okay, here we have a case. Now, as you go through this, there are a lot of red flags here. There is a lot of information that I think is still going to be coming down the pipe. But first of all, we heard little bits of it. This guy was on probation. He'd been going online already, trying to solicit people who were younger than him. Okay, this is not something new with him. And this is where so often, and it's not just children, it's even us adults. How many times we get, okay, talking to someone online and we set up a date with them and we get there and we're like, oh my God, that was not the person I set a date up with or something like that. But we have the street smarts. We have learned how to deal with that and recognize red flags. An 11-year-old does not know how to recognize those flags. So there's a lot of different things going on there. So according to, and this is where it gets interesting, and I think there's a lot more going on here. They've been talking on Discord for quite a while now. Okay, we hear the word grooming and stuff like that. That is exactly what has been happening for a while. She was with him actually a week earlier. Okay, we talked about that, where she had run away earlier. So there are a lot of questions popping up from there. And that's, again, it's up to, yes, we're going to speculate. We're going to be wondering, because if you look back at the video, she got into his vehicle. So what's going on? Hey, lighting the way home. There are all those questions. But this is what happens when people are groomed. They act often without thinking. We also don't know if there were other external forces going on and all, and that's what the police are going to know. That's what the FBI is going to look at. And so to go through this, and a lot of this, I wanted to just, as we go through this, point out the areas where we were speculating or where any child could fall for something like this, and may not be. I don't want to say she was lucky, because she was not lucky by any means, but she's alive, and she's with her grandma right now. And in the picture of things could have turned out so differently, right? And so according to this, they've met multiple times so far, and like the tech expert said, now, how easy is it? How do you keep your kids that are under 13 away from social media? I don't know how. I'm not a parent. I can't act like I am. Yes, my niece, I loved, and I was her internet connection. I was the one who kind of helped her and all that because I understood it back then. But as parents, you guys have a lot to have to deal with. How do you keep? Is it even possible to say, I'm not going to keep my kids, allow my kids to get on the internet or social media? How do you divide those lines? How do you decide what is safe and what's not? How do you make sure that they're not going into something? Because we've all been on Discord. Okay, you have voice chat you can be doing. She thought she was talking to a 13-year-old boy. He's saying he thought he was talking to a, 22 or 23-year-old, whatever. I'm sorry. She does not look 22, 23. He shouldn't. No, you can't give me that crap. Okay, so you get those types. And again, here we have someone who's on Discord, okay, who is on probation for online solicitation. And they have free access to Discord. Now, can Discord keep people out? No, people lie. They get on and they lie. Exactly, Louisiana. It's very complicated. It's, okay, I'm going to say something that also probably at the same level. How many of you guys with kids or were a child at one time had the issue with alcohol? You know, you can't drink till you're 21. Do you let your kids have little sips of drinks when they're in their teens or something? There's that idea, well, we withhold it completely and then they party like crazy on their 21st birthday or whatever? Or do you give them little bits? See, there's all these questions, and that's the problem. And that's a discussion I think all of us need to start having, and we're starting to have that. And hopefully in the future we'll be able to bring a more in-depth discussion about all this to everyone, because it is something we do need to discuss. And I think as parents, it's probably definitely got to be helpful if you can listen to other parents and how they deal with it. Because like when I ran nursing homes and all, one of the things I would do, I tell people, yes, I might have to make the final decision as the boss, but how I do that is by listening to all of the different ideas coming up to me. And I weigh them all, and I take out information from all those to come up with a decision that is best for that specific situation. So I think having this discussion is important for us. And because you can't completely protect a child. You can't. And you can't be responsible also for everything your child does, because our children are going to act on their own too. Okay, you cannot, unless you're going to sit there and have them holding your hand 24/7, things are going to happen. But how can you give them the best tools possible? And bingo, perspective reference. There's parental safety software. Kids, exactly. Kids are smart. Kids know these computers better than we do. Hands down. Hands down, they know it much, much better. And so getting into the next area. Many of you guys might remember one of the things on my Amber Alert poster was she had scars on both wrists. You guys might remember that were here. And what was the first thing I said? Don't jump to speculation and all. Sometimes people hurt themselves and things happen. That's the first direction many of us went. You hear that there are scars on someone's wrist, and your mind, speculation takes you in one direction, honestly. Okay, and that's the way our brain works. However, now we get the full story. According to court records, the 11-year-old first thought she was talking and meeting up with a 13-year-old. Those court documents say on July 9th at his Houston apartment, the 11-year-old was forced to have intercourse. She was assaulted multiple times, and her hands were bound with a leather belt. Later, when she was taken in to the hospital, a sexual assault nurse quoted in court documents says markings were left on the child's wrist. Now we know a different side to the story. All of us who were, and now for all we know, she could have other marks there. But all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's a different story than what things changed. And yet we were sitting there looking at a runaway and different things. And I thank you, Louisiana Girl, and everyone for the trigger warnings, because we really, guys, this is real life does have triggers. And it's like I say in the mental health lives, we've got to address the triggers at times to be able to deal with things in the correct way. We have to address that the world is not the place so many of us want it to be, that happy place that nothing goes wrong. Because, you know what, it'd be nice to think, oh yeah, the girl just ran away and all that, because then we don't have to worry about everything else that might be happening. But we have to look at these. We can't hide these things either. So it's important for us to recognize that. I do agree when they say here, Torres, the tech person, says, when you're below 13, you are trusting people. You trust people. You don't have that, we have our intuition. Okay, a lot of people love to use the word intuition all the time, where we're like, we get that gut feeling, oh, this person is not the best person, and in the back of your mind, we got our red alerts, okay? Everything's just like, oh, red flag, red flag, red flag, and all that. We're still developing that. So when you have a child who is going through a lot, okay, they may have lost their father when they were young, and they're looking for a parental figure. Okay, and they start off thinking, oh, well, this is a young person. And then all of a sudden they find out it's something else, and they start confusing things. And they don't know what is real and what is something that is not right. And we try to teach them. I don't know. This is the hardest thing. Do you hold the internet away? So sorry, I'm pulling out another treat for the dogs. Do you pull the internet, social media away from your children or not? Kids need to. It's what I used to tell my mom and my brother about my niece. Well, my niece is going to grow up in this world that has to understand computers and all. The best time to understand computers and learn from them is when you're young, because as you get older, it becomes harder and harder. But I never thought back then, does she have the social skills to understand everything? And how do I help her out with that? So, to finish up with the story, yes, she was found sometime around 9:30 the night of the alert. So the alert went out that morning. If you remember, I think she went missing around 2 a.m. And the alerts came out, actually multiple alerts because of the pictures changing, and then she was found around 9:30. As I said, FBI were involved, so I think they realized very quickly what they were dealing with here. Unfortunately, names given and pictures given were not quite what the truth was, and he is supposed to be in court right now. Today. Well, not now because it's too late, but today was his court date, and we will see what happens. She is with her grandmother, and this is a family. I'm going to say this. I think the grandmother really, truly tried to do what most of us do. Okay, you put on, if you remember, the first time they found her through the Find My Phone app. Okay, they were able to track where she was, and from there find her. The problem is, what happens then? put yourself in an 11-year-old's shoes. If all of a sudden you get found by this app and you know that's how they found you, next time you run, are you going to take your phone? No. And that's what happened. She left her phone this time. So this time they did not know where she was. So they had to try to track that down. And of course, that's when HPD, Houston Police Department, but the FBI and all definitely get involved. So she is safe. She is with her family. But she will have to deal with this for the rest of her life. And she will. Okay, trust me. Any of you guys who have been through assault, abuse, things like that, we can fight back. We can fight back. And, but your heart goes out for her. And I'm going to keep asking everyone to keep her in your prayers. Keep her family in your prayers. But I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to bring this up. And what time do we got right now? Perfect. I was going to try to keep this to right around 30 minutes. I wanted to bring this up because next time we come together and we talk about a missing person and we all jump to the point of speculating, let's all remind ourselves about cases like this that turn out so different from what we see. And that goes for anything, to be honest, online. How many times we speculate about other people, okay, about what they're thinking, what they're doing, what their life is about, or things like that. We speculate, putting together all the connections that we see, but we don't see many of the connections because they happen behind the scenes. They happen nowhere near other people. So we need to remember that speculating can actually hurt in the end. And we need to make sure to help hold each other responsible for that. Also, I do hope, and I know it's out of hope because I know it's going to happen. Okay, I'm excited about it because I will let everyone announce all this stuff later, but I know a bunch of us are starting to get together to look at things such as internet safety and stuff like that. So coming back and having discussions as a group, because it's not enough for us to advocate for the missing. We have to try to prevent as many people from going missing as possible. And that's one way we can do it. We're seeing it with autistic children. We have such a huge number of autistic children going missing lately. And many times they're being connected to the internet. So please, okay, think those things through. If you have ideas, email me, okay, or anyone else. You guys know everyone that's in the group that loves to talk about these things. Email any of us. But let me real quickly pull up my email address. If you have information, what do you do with your children? Please consider, message me, email me, hit Discord up. Okay, we've been using these. Let's use these social media sites for real good reasons for once. Okay, rather than just focusing on all this horrible side of it. So send me, send Sleuth Mom, send all these people that we're talking about, Lighting the Way Home. Okay, all these people, Louisiana Girl, who focus on the missing. Let us know what you guys do for your children, because it's in talking that we come up with the best ideas. So, love all you guys so much. Please keep Imani in your thoughts, in your prayers. Keep her grandmother in your thoughts and prayers. Her mom, okay, her whole family. I know there were a lot of people who connected with my first video saying that they had gone to school with her and all. If any of you guys are there, okay, watching this, you know what? Please join us in our prayers for her and her family. Okay, let her know that she matters. And also, yeah, just let her know she's not alone, and there's a lot of people out here, okay, who are thinking and praying for her. So, love all you guys. Please make sure to hit up Sleuth after this. Sleuth is going live right after this. She's trying to get the kiddos to sleep, and then she's going live, so please consider going live. I was actually going to show this with you guys real quick. This is how life has changed in my life. Okay, we are talking about the internet, right? And how it's changed things. Well, when I was the age of Imani and all that, this is how we listened to music. I had to pull this up for my brother because my brother's actually doing a speech and he's going to the mainland to do it about social media. Oh, she canceled Frank and Sleuth? Okay, thank you. Thank you. No worries, Sleuth. Hey, kiddos, family takes priority every day. But this is how we listened to music back then. Okay, look at how we listen to music now. Things have changed. We need to change with it. We need to be willing to. So, love you all tons. Hope you can get her down soon, Sleuth. Okay, give her a hug from all of us. Yeah, good old 8-tracks. Oh my gosh, they're crazy. So I love them. I love them. I actually have a player still. I don't know if it would work, but wow. Wow, they make weird sounds. Anyhow, summertime is, yeah, the lights stay. I remember, oh, I've got to say this before I log off because this was true. When I was really young, I lived in Europe. Okay, Dad was in the military, so we lived in Europe for quite a few years. And because it was so far north, it would amaze me how it would be 11 o'clock at night. And it would still be bright and sunny outside. And yeah, it was that exact thing. My brother and I would refuse to go to sleep. It's like, no, we want to go outside and play. Come on, all that. So anyhow, y'all have an amazing rest of your day. I will for sure, if I don't see you sometime tomorrow, I will see you for sure on Friday for mental health. And, but we will definitely see what we can do. Please send us information on things that you guys would like to talk about with the internet safety. And I will talk to y'all later. Aloha. Love y'all. Mahalo.